Visible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So my video is about the Intacs ring. So here the 19-year-old female came to the OPD with complaint of diminution of vision in the both eyes since 5 years. She was not very happy with the vision she had with her own glasses, and the contact lens fitting was not proper. So she was not very happy with the contact lenses also. On examination, what we found, she has Vogt striae, and you can see the Vogt striae here, and with the center clear cornea. On topographical examination, we can see she is almost having a very steep cornea with a maximum K of 64 diopters with superior and inferior asymmetry of 10 diopters. So she has gone to the other centers, and most of the centers she has been advised the lamellar keratoplasty or total keratoplasty, but she was not very willing for the keratoplasty, so she was searching for the other options. So we thought that we can plan her for intracorneal ring segment implantation with collagen cross-linking with, of course, guided visual prognosis. So as we thought, we proceed with the surgery. So here you can see the docking for the femtolaser platform has been done. So for the femtolaser, we should ensure proper position of the ring with the vacuum has to be sustained throughout the procedure, and the central corneal docking should be accurate. For Intacs planning, we usually plan for the incisions and the ring. So what we do marking on the cornea for the cyclorotation compensation. So here you can see we are going through the docking procedure. Here, with femtolaser, there is a creation of the bed of the tunnel. So you can see here the uniform creation of the tunnel bed, and it is followed by the creation incision. We have planned for the 2 incisions for the 2 ring, because we have planned for the 2 asymmetrical rings with the inferior one, which is 450 microns. So ensure the proper opening of the incisions and the depth, because usually whenever we plan for the intracorneal ring, it's a very thin cornea. So there are high chances of perforation or probably the displacement of the ring. So the both sides of incisions were open, and the insertion of the rings. While inserting, you should be very careful. There should be no forceful maneuvers to be done, and insertion of the ring should be very smooth into the tunnel. If it is not smooth, then properly you have to check the depth of the tunnel again, and then go again for the insertion. So throughout the procedure, you have to maintain the corneal hydration to ensure the cornea should be wet throughout the procedure. Otherwise, there is a epithelial complications can occur. Sometimes you have to introduce you have to separate the bed when there is a OPL formation to ensure the smooth insertion of the ring. So here we are inserting the second ring, which is the inferior one. Gently push the ring when you are very sure about the depth, and throughout the procedure, please constantly check the plane of the insertion. So after the proper insertion, slightly you have to place the rings in the stroma tightly and ensure that the ring there should not be any exposure of the end of the ring. So the procedure is followed by the C3R. The central epithelium is removed and the C3R procedure was done. So this is the post-op topography where you clearly can see there is a flattening of the mean K. It comes around 60, and this is on the difference map. So here you can see this is the pre-op and the post-op. So there's a quite regularization of the cornea and the flattening of the steep K. So on the post-op, she had the vision of around 612 parts unaided, which was very she was very happy with the vision, and with her correction, she was 6-9 parts. So the key points from this case, I would like to say that in severe ectasia patient, when there is adequate pachymetry in the 6 mm zone, which should be more than 480 microns, then we should think about the intracorneal ring segment implantation. Whenever you are counseling for the intracorneal ring segment, we have to explain to the patient that it is to reduce their refractive power and not to completely correct it. And the patient might need the glasses or contact lenses even after the procedure. And it has a long-term healing process, and there is always a risk of perforation and extrusion. Thank you so much.
It's a nice penetration. Yeah, but what is the ideal depth for putting Intex?
Sir, the minimum pachymetry into the 6 mm zone should be 480.
Yeah, 480 is the Pachy, but what should be the ideal depth for putting it?
75%. So 75%.
75%
to 80%.
75%.
Percent of the total thickness of the cornea in the 6 mm zone on the topography.
From epithelium you're talking?
Yes, sir.
Of course, the femtoesmate is very, very safe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no doubt. And the centering is quite good while using a femto.
No, I think because of femto only you are able to do that procedure.
Yes.
In such a, means it was almost grade 3 keratectasia or keratoconus.
Yes.
So probably femto made the task easy for you.
Yes, sir, definitely.
And the effect of Intex and CXL are additive. They
Yes,
both,
sir.
yeah, they both help.
The only thing, it would have been better if you had shown the treatment calculation. Probably that would have added, because it would have been better to understand where exactly the incision was planned and how you put the rings. Means how you decide the plan of action in these kind of corneas. This is my suggestion, my feeling actually.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Because of the time constraint, I couldn't.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Dr. Shruti, I have a question for you, if I can ask, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you always combine cross-linking with intact procedure, or you have some criteria to decide?
So 80% of my cases, I usually combine the both procedures. When there is a quite good, because as we all know, intracorneal ring segments are even approved for the myopia correction. So in where there is a little bit of good pachymetry is there, so I would wait for 3 months also, and then we can plan for the C3R after 3 months also, because it's the effect of the rings will completely take the 3 months, and then after that you can repeat the topography and you can decide on the C3R procedure. But most of the patients have almost 8 to 10 diopters of superior-inferior asymmetry and ectasia. So most of the patients, I do combine both the procedures.
So I wanted to ask whether, like, depending on the corneal topography, you notice any progression in the keratoconus. In those cases, only you do cross-linking, or you do for all the cases. But thank you for the answer.
If the if progression is noted and documented, then definitely yes, 100%.
And
So, I just want to raise
the final refraction.
Ma'am, the final refraction was -1 diopter sphere and -1 cylinder at 40 degrees.
No, at what time period after the surgery?
It's almost 3 months, post 3 months.
Do you see a change happening even after that?
I'm following the patient, but right now the refraction is stable and he's wearing glasses and he's very happy with the glasses.
No. Do you normally see in your other patients that the refraction changes?
First 6 months, yes, I have noticed, ma'am. But after 6 months, I have the longest follow-up I have been is 2 years. So after 6 months, I haven't checked. I mean, I haven't seen the much difference in the refraction.
So sometimes the healing response goes on because you've also done a C3R.
Yes, ma'am.
Only with the rings, the stabilization is earlier, but with the rings and the C3R, the flattening can still go on for a longer time. So.
Yes, ma'am.
it usually happens till 1 year also.
Yes.
And those who are doing rings, I have a small question for you. So how many people you are doing a single ring? Because I have seen in these eccentric corneas where the cone is, say, not a central, single rings helps much better way as compared to two rings. What is your opinion, Aarti?
Sir, I feel that I will use both rings whenever I'm using.
The cone is decentered. I prefer a single centered, means if there is a 50% of the cone area is outside of central 3 mm on the posterior float on the topography, and if the mean K is more than 55 diopters and superior inferior asymmetry is more than 15 diopter approximately, then I feel the single ring, this preferably the steep ring, will help more than the two rings.
So we can move to next presenter since time is over. Thank you, Dr. Shruti.
Thank you, sir.